I know what you're thinking. Why am I making a video about some random indie game and not Hitman? Well, it's because this random indie stealth game turned out to be a bit of a positive surprise for me, and I wanted to put a spotlight on it. Disjunction is a cyberpunk stealth action RPG, except I ignored the action part and the RPG part was just maxing out the stealth stuff, so to me it was just a pure stealth game, and I liked it as one. It's basically a stealthy Hotline Miami. There's proper challenge and it will take many attempts to get through some sections, but it also doesn't feel unfair and the maps are short enough to keep the failures from becoming too frustrating. To me, it hit that sweet spot where I frequently felt like I was avoiding detection just by the skin of my teeth, and that is a very good feeling that very few stealth games nail. The core gameplay is simple and arcadey. You have to get from A to B, and to open doors blocking your way you must find some keycards. There are shadows to hide in next to all walls and objects, and crouching allows you to move quietly. If enemies see or hear you, you can try to fight, but if you're like me and prefer to avoid all kills and KOs, you're probably screwed. The controls are responsive, the art style is clean, and the music is, well, great. There's also some really cool pixel art at a couple of points, and I wish there was more, because I think it would have really helped with the storytelling. Most of the story is told through dialogue, and I zoned out of it almost immediately as I found the screen white lines very tiring to read. So having some pixel art to accompany the text could have gone a long way. While most of the gameplay is good, there are some flaws. The foreground objects are only transparent if someone is behind them, the enemy view cones are only visible when crouching, the way the view cones are displayed depends on whether you are in shadow or not, and the checkpoint system feels like it's arbitrarily restricting your options. All these things can cause failures that feel unfair while the game is already tough enough in a fair way. On the upside, I brought these things up with the devs and there appears to be a good chance that at least some of the issues could get fixed in a future patch. Since this is the studio's first game and it's already quite polished and they seem to respond well to feedback, I'm optimistic. My playthrough took about 6.5 hours and that felt like the right length for it as all missions follow the same basic pattern and the difficulty peaks pretty high. Any longer than that and either the repetition or the difficulty would have gotten frustrating. If this looks interesting to you and you like stealth and a good challenge, maybe keep Disjunction on your radar. It might not be mind-blowing, but it is pretty good, and that's completely fine with me. Thanks for watching. On Twitch, I've been going through a lot of stealth games as I find their design interesting. Most of them are not worth making a video over, but I figured I could start doing quick videos like this when something stands out. Let me know what you think about that idea.